Mute.
What's up? Hey, y'all, we got us a win, and it was the most exciting win of the season.
Yeah,
hey,
it was.
It's Pound4Pound ATL. I'm Toby D.
J.R. Clark. Yep. Dude, that was a lot of fun. I ain't had that much fun in like this whole season as far as wins go. Okay, look, I take that back. The win down in New Orleans, keeping them, touchdownless was pretty fun. But taking it to Kyle Shanahan was equally entertaining.
That was a game that I am sure Falcons fans wanted to win bad. And you can tell that the Falcons players, coaches, and even Arthur Blank wanted to win that game against Kyle Shanahan.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody has speculated that he threw that Super Bowl for us.
Yeah.
The Super Bowl that we should have won.
That should have been ours, you're right.
But we lost. Right. And to stick it to him on Sunday when you had a 9-point lead.
Yep, 9-point lead going into the fourth quarter.
You let it dwindle away.
Yep, just like you did in the Super Bowl. Well, it wasn't 9 points in the Super Bowl, but
I just think that was the most exciting game out of all NFL games this year. I may be sounding biased by saying that, but, man, that was a game to watch right there.
Oh, yeah. I mean, what was it? They scored in a 2-second, game time.
Yeah.
12 points,
mm-hmm.
To come back and then, take the lead or whatnot. And that was Matt Ryan's 29th fourth quarter comeback.
Yeah. And I mean, he's up in the top 5 in fourth quarter comebacks. Now, you think Matt Ryan is still the problem.
Oh, but he ain't clutch though, right?
Apparently not, according to most.
He doesn't have that killer instinct, right? That's what they always tell us. That he ain't got that it factor, but yet he's got more fourth quarter comebacks than Joe Montana and Elway and all these other guys and Steve Young and all them.
But he ain't clutch though.
He ain't clutch. He ain't got that it factor. I'm so tired of hearing that he ain't got that it factor.
It was a bittersweet moment to get that win.
It was.
I mean, it was sweet because it was against Kyle Shanahan, but it was bitter because you knew what position it would put the New Orleans Saints in should they win the game on Monday night, which they beat HE double hockey sticks out of the Colts.
Yeah, whatever was ailing their offense ain't ailing their offense no more. Their last couple games, they have definitely scored some major points. So if whatever you thought might have been slipping with Breeze, he found it again with another record-setting performance.
Speaking of record-setting performance,
right?
Why does it always seem like he does it on Sunday night and Monday night games?
I don't know. I mean, if you want to go out on a limb, it's a lot of people have thought about how the league sets him up to do that, like how it was a big conspiracy or whatever. I mean, I don't know how much I get into that, but it does seem like he always does it when all the eyes are on him.
Well, then if we're going to go there, then they must set him up to lose heartbreaking NFC championship games as well.
Hey, look, if that's the trade-off, he can have the records, I guess.
Take them records, dog, on it.
Oh, man.
So I think it's only appropriate to start talking about Vic Beasley right now.
Oh, you want to get into that?
Yes, let's do it.
You just want to go ahead and get everybody fired
Let's
up.
do it. There's no use in holding back. The man got 7 sacks. I know I was one on the train of getting his behind out of here because I didn't think that he was going to be able to do it.
Right.
There were some that supported him from the get-go, gave them props for it. But I didn't think he was going to be able to even get 7 sacks this season, yet he's showing us that he may be on his way to 10.
With a tattoo behind.
Yes, sir.
Pun intended.
Yes.
It's going to be interesting to see what this team does with Vic Beasley at the end of this season. Y'all can go back and look on the channel over the offseason. I put out a video comparing him to Anthony Barr of the Minnesota Vikings. It was about the time Barr had just signed his contract. I think it was like a 4 or 5 year, $40-something million contract. It wasn't like an astronomical number, right? It wasn't a Von Miller, J.J. Watt, $100 million, type contract.
Yeah.
And I compared Vic Beasley's stats in that video to Anthony Barr's stats, and they're pretty much, line for line, right?
Yeah.
The only difference is up to this point, Vic Beasley had been used mainly as a defensive end, and Anthony Barr had been used kind of floated around more.
Yeah.
Okay, well, this year they have floated around Vic Beasley more, and you see that he's gotten more comfortable.
Yep.
And he's been far more productive in both coverage and rushing the quarterback.
Yep.
He's being used a lot more like what he was used in college.
Yeah.
And that's interesting to me. And I know at one point in time they had him listed as an outside linebacker.
Yeah.
So the franchise number on an outside linebacker, I think, is somewhere in the neighborhood of about $14 million.
Okay.
It wasn't too far off of what you actually paid him this year.
Yeah.
Now a defensive end is closer to 20.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
I'm sure he's not going to get.
Right. I don't know if I would franchise him at $20 million, but I would entertain the idea of franchising him at least this year to see if he could do it again.
Now, here's a decision that will have to be made.
Okay.
And I know a lot of people are saying that with these wins, that Dan Quinn may have saved his job. But let's say Dan Quinn perhaps doesn't save his job.
Okay.
Do you think the new coach or GM that comes in is going to make that decision to keep Vic Beasley or allow him to walk? Now, that's going to be tough.
That's going to be interesting. If let's just go ahead and call it. Let's just go ahead and say Dan Quinn loses his job.
Okay.
Let's say a head has to roll for the 1-7 start. Let's just say we clean house, right?
Okay.
So you've got some interesting decisions to make that the chat's already bringing up. You got to make a new coach would have to make a decision on Hooper.
Yep.
Make a decision on Devondre Campbell, who's been playing a lot better.
Yeah.
He started off slow this year, but he's been playing a lot better these past few, definitely since the bye. Yeah. So you got to make a decision on Devondre Campbell. You got to make a decision on Hooper. You got to make a decision on Vic Beasley.
Okay.
These are the ones like they have expiring contract or are up. Okay. Yeah. Now, that's not including the ones who you need to make a decision on who are still under contract, a la Devontae Freeman, a la Desmond Trufant.
Yep.
Okay. Those are the two big names there because you're getting into a point where you could potentially cut bait and not have to spend a ton of money on those guys. So whoever comes in next has got a very interesting decisions to make.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting, especially if Alex Mack is somehow on that cut list.
Yeah, he could very well be.
Because isn't he a guy that you could presumably cut?
Yeah, I mean,
to save $9 million. I think someone said like $9 million in cap space.
You're getting into the point now of some of these contracts that were signed a few years ago. You're getting into the point now to where if you cut these guys, you're saving a lot of money.
Right.
And I saw a tweet come out today that said, like, projected right now, we're at negative $3 million in the hole.
Yeah.
So obviously decisions are going to have to be made regarding, players on the roster and people that we may or may not keep.
With what we've seen out of Thomas Dimtiroff not being able to deliver his promise to Arthur Blank on bringing in some good offensive linemen.
Right.
You spent $80 million on. Do you feel comfortable or confident even allowing him next year to stay here and make the changes?
I will say this flat out. As something we had talked about before we got on air, right now I'm of two minds of what we should do with Dan Quinn, okay? But I'm not of two minds with what should happen with Thomas Dimtiroff.
Right.
At this point, I am done with his talent evaluation.
Okay.
Now, if you want to say that it's Dimtiroff who brought Dan Quinn the portfolios, so to speak, of all these players and said, okay, who do you want out of these guys? Or is it, Dan Quinn saying, I want this guy? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But if it's, Thomas Dimtiroff, then he's had far more misses than he has hits.
Yes.
And that I'm done with. And chat, y'all are going crazy tonight, which is great. But I'm gonna catch up with y'all here in just a minute. So don't think I'm ignoring chat tonight. We're gonna get to it here.
We see you. We see you.
We're gonna get to it here in just a few minutes.
It's just so exciting tonight. There's a lot to talk
about.
Right,
a lot to talk about. So, so say you keep Dan Quinn.
Mm-hmm.
Let's flip the script a little bit. Say you keep Dan Quinn. Would you want him to keep Dirk Cutter?
No.
Yeah, I saw something somebody tweeted out right before we got on air. We had 15 run attempts yesterday?
Yeah.
To 44 pass attempts,
which is normal for Dirk Cutter because you know he don't like to run.
Exactly. No, he don't. He could care less about a run game. So he's proven that time and time again. So I would much rather just, go ahead and part ways with Cutter. I know that would set us back yet again as far as Matt Ryan having to learn somebody else. But can we just chalk up that was a mistake?
But see, that's the flip side of the coin because we've known Dan Quinn to roll into the second season with whomever his offensive coordinator is.
So far, yeah.
Because he knows that Matt Ryan struggles
in the first year. Right.
And now we see it doesn't matter if it was Dirk Cutter or not. Matt Ryan's numbers not bad. That will probably be better than what it was under Kyle Shanahan first year and Steve Sarkisian first year.
Right.
But still, they are struggling numbers considering. We just looked at he's the top five.
Yeah, he's still top 5 with 3,700 yards or something.
And this will be the first year probably that he don't make 4,000 if he can't make that up in these last 2 games.
Right, that'd be the first one in a while.
Yeah.
Now you got to take in the fact that he did miss a game.
Well,
but even missing a game, I still think he has the highest completion percentage in the league, I believe is what I saw earlier today.
Now
correct me if I'm wrong.
I
on
can't
that
confirm with you because I haven't checked it since 2 weeks ago.
Right, but I could be wrong. So we got a natural little lull here. So I'm gonna scroll back up to chat.
Let's do it.
Emily Morgan says the big payday back. I'm not sure on that one. But anyway, hello. Juan Carter says, rise up. We bust them in the mouth. Yes, we did. We did go out all the way out to the West Coast and bust them in the mouth. Kenyon Lewis says, rise up from North Carolina. Hey, man, I appreciate y'all. Yeah, man, let us know where y'all from as far as state-wise if you're not here in Georgia.
Yeah, because we're
that's
loving
just
it,
interesting.
Man.
That's a really interesting to see where everybody is. So
and Emily Morgan, if you could be a little bit more specific with what you said, man, we want to give some great attention to what you're talking about.
Exactly.
We're kind of I'm for myself. I can't speak for JR, but I'm kind of slow at certain points and certain things. So.
Oh man, let's see. Well, Juan Carter asked, "Do you think Blank gonna?" What do we think? Well, we kind of just went over what we thought Blank might do, and I'm sure we're going to get into that more as
we're going to touch on it, guys.
As the show goes on. Jason Turner says, "Sweet, sweet revenge." That it was, and you could feel it. You could see that, especially by everybody's reaction at the end, even Arthur Blank's reaction. Kyle Shanahan has what I like to refer to as a punchable face.
Yeah,
a very just smug guy, and so. It was easy to.
They were
be
waiting
happy.
on this game.
Mm-hmm.
They were waiting. And maybe this is explaining why they started out 1-7 because maybe they looked ahead in the second half to this game and felt they owed Kyle.
Maybe something like this. Fred Butts, the ever mentioned Fred Butts, says DQ saved his job on Sunday. We'll see. Keenan Lewis talking about Kyle Shanahan lost the playbook. We will never forgive him for that. Yeah, no doubt. Let's see. I'm good. Hey, what's up, Jazzy Real Talk? Cool to see you in here tonight.
Jazzy.
It's been a while since been able to catch. What's up, fellas? What's going on? Jay Holland says, what's up, guys? What's going on, Jay?
Jay, what up, man?
Star Killer says, rise up in Texas. Don't be talking about my cousin Beasley's pride. Okay, all right. My bad, dog. My bad. Speed Falcon for life. He's commenting up to Jazzy, glad to see you back here, Speed. Let's see. Anthony Wright, our good man Anthony Wright, says, I've been a Vic Beasley supporter since day one. I know that a lot of Falcon fans want him gone, but the dude can ball. We need to re-sign him and get more pass rush help. That's possible. I mean, it's going to be interesting to see what happens.
We got to find some money.
Yep. Star Killer says, Beasley can stay. Quinn needs to go. 3 losing seasons speaks highly. Don't let him become Atlanta's Jason Garrett. That's an interesting point right there. The interesting point. Speed Falcon says Julio is the GOAT. Yeah, I mean, I got my Julio shirt on today for that reason. He balled out what was it, 134 yards and a couple touchdowns. I ain't seen a performance like that in a minute.
And it was funny because I was listening to the radio station before that game came on, and it was talking about how low the touchdown numbers were this year. And then here he comes scoring two touchdowns.
Going. Yep.
And I would say it's almost like he heard them, but we know Julio Jones will be the first to tell you he doesn't listen to all of the chatter outside of what he wants to do.
Right. So let's see. Falconator says TD and DK must go ASAP. Yeah, I agree. I mean, that would be my ideal, is to see them gone in that aspect. I have not been impressed at all with Dirk Cutter, and it just does not feel like that was. I could be 100% wrong, right? But it just doesn't feel like Dirk Cutter was a Dan Quinn hire.
And he may not have been. He may have been someone that surfaced because of Thomas Dimtiroff, because of the past relationship. They probably felt like most of us felt like that with Dirk. Matt Ryan's not going to struggle.
Right. I think that's what.
Unfortunately, it's something about this system that causes Matt Ryan to do that with no matter who the coordinator is, and we're seeing that.
Right. And it could be just as simple as, Matt Ryan's had a lot of offensive coordinators.
Yeah, he has.
So, it could just be as simple as
that.
But
I'm going to play the devil's advocate a little bit.
Okay, what
here.
You got?
I know a lot of people want Dirk Cutter gone, but there has been some games such as this one, where he's called some masterful games. No, have we scored a lot of points? No, we haven't scored a lot of points with all the talent we've had. But to get a win like this on Sunday, now, albeit there was some talent missing on both sides of the ball from the San Francisco 49ers. Let's just go ahead and call it what it is. But we went out and we played a game that we did not blink in. And you hear Austin Hooper say that all the time.
Yeah, no. We definitely it was a game that we could have rolled over, and in a lot of aspects should have rolled over. Yeah. You're traveling all the way out to the West Coast. That's a long, hard trip to begin with. Mm-hmm. You're down Calvin Ridley on the offensive side. You're down. You no longer have Mohamed Sanu, which had become
he's gone.
A pretty, valve for Matt Ryan, like a safety valve. Yeah. Pressure relief type valve for Matt Ryan. So you didn't have him, and so it was left with, Julio Jones, obviously probably one of the greatest, wide receiver in the game, that's playing right now.
And I want to get into talking about him after you.
Okay, but so with that being said, then you look on the defensive side of the ball. Tack McKinley went down in the game. Yeah. You lost him for the year, right? And you didn't have. I don't think Alvin Bailey was playing.
Nope.
I don't think
he's out for personal reasons right now. But Dan Quinn did say he should be back.
Yeah, right. He should be back. So you were down quite a bit, and you still come out and played really well.
Really, really well. Despite all the setups the refs tried to give the Atlanta Falcons and favor San Francisco, we overcame that.
Yeah. Come on. That freaking roughing the passer from Grady Jarrett. What is he supposed to do? Pick him up like a baby and just set him down on the turf?
The same thing with Adrian Claiborne. Right. Neither one of those, in my opinion, were roughing the passer. Yeah. Penalties at all.
No, neither one of them.
They were ticky-tack, meant to help San Francisco. Yep. Okay, and it didn't work.
Exactly. So, with all that being said, you overcame that adversity within that game. Mm-hmm. And you showed, whether you end up keeping Dan Quinn or not, the narrative can't be that the players quit on it. Right. Does that make sense?
Right.
Like whether he's here next year or not, you can't say that the players gave up on Dan Quinn.
Yeah, you definitely will not be able to say that.
He didn't lose the locker room. Now, I would love to know what the actual problem was. Was it just a miscommunication, like communication type errors? Execution practices? I have no clue. But there's obviously something was amiss because you had such a horrendous start. But it definitely wasn't like the lack of emphasis or like emotion, so to speak. Yeah. There definitely wasn't a lack of the players wanting to play for him. So,
man, look, give it up for Ben Kutwica.
Oh, dude.
We've been so stale at the special teams
man.
for so long, man. This guy is a breath of fresh air.
I'm loving it.
And like we saw, someone was saying that they believe that the Falcons have figured out the cheat code for onside kicks.
Yeah, and his name is Younghoe Koo.
Oh man, he is
Young Koo Ho, excuse me, Younghoe Koo. That's somebody else.
At this point, it don't even matter how you say his name.
Yeah,
I mean,
now
now
he's
a special teams ace right now for us.
Yeah, we need to go ahead and sign him for at least a couple year contract.
And I think he will be. I mean, Allen as well.
Yeah.
I mean, he's been booming some kicks.
He ain't done bad at all. Let's get back into the chat just a little bit. Falconator says Matt Ryan will certainly pass 4,000 yards in the next 2 games. Hope so. I'd hate to see him, lose that streak, so to speak. 50 Mills said, no matter who's the OC, if they don't fix the left guard position and get better O-line coach, the offense will remain the same. Now, I agree there. Now, if you want to blame the O-line for not having much of a run game, then that's fine there, But, because it has been a turnstile, especially left guard.
And remember, we spoke about Chris Morgan.
Yeah.
Should he be
retained?
Hold some of the blame as well for the offensive line's poor play. And I think, in my opinion, that would be a yes.
Yeah, give me somebody like a Tom Cable.
Yeah.
Offensive line coach.
Or just somebody better than Chris Morgan. I mean, the first year, you had a team that offensive line played healthy all season long, which was unheard of. Okay, going all the way to the Super Bowl with the same unit.
Right.
That hasn't been the case since.
Yeah, no, exactly. It's almost like we got bit right there. Wayne Carter says, I'm from Mississippi, but I live in Atlanta. Well, good deal. We're glad you're here. Ghost Pepper says, now 49ers fans are pretending like they didn't predict low score against the Falcons. Shake my head. I mean, coming off of that boat race they had with the Saints the game before, you thought there's no way we were going to be able to stop that.
Yeah.
And
and
on a sidebar for a split second, for all you Tevin Coleman thinking we should have kept him, can I just go ahead and call it 4 carries for 40 yards and 38 of them came on 1 run?
He's not even a top back on their roster, fellas.
So
ladies and gentlemen, he's not the top back on their roster.
Right. So for all those folks who are champion saying we should have kept Coleman over Freeman.
Now, after he popped off that 35-yarder, I did see the Orlando Ledbetter.
Oh, I mean, come on.
Tevin Coleman just popped off a 35-yarder. We should have kept him.
But that's the only thing he did in the entire game.
Exactly.
That's the only thing he did. I mean, some dude I ain't never even heard of, Mostert. Somebody, I can't even say it. I keep trying to say it, but he was barely back.
But he's been doing some things.
He's been doing some
even
stuff.
In that game against the Ravens defense, man, they didn't have an answer for him.
Yeah, no, I'm not gonna like slam him. I ain't never heard of him. That's all I'm saying on that aspect. Anthony Wright says we can use two. In today's NFL, you need 2 backs to carry the load. He was talking to somebody up in the chat. Okay, let's see. 10 Stormy Day says, hi guys. Wasn't Kubiak the first choice before Elway blocked him? That's what we're presuming.
Yeah,
we're presuming there. That's what we're presuming that he was.
They wanted to talk to him, and I think he would have accepted the job.
Possibly. Let's see. Star Killer says, Keenan Lewis says Lewis Riddick for GM. I'll take it. I'd give Lewis Riddick a chance. Star Killer says, I think Dirk Cutter's hire was a matter of familiarity, and Cutter being one of the few available. I'll say this, Cutter has grasped the offense way faster than Sark. Yeah. I mean, he's a professional OC. I'll give him that.
He enjoyed getting his win.
Oh, yeah. Over Shanahan, of course.
I guarantee you.
Yeah,
he's still smiling about that.
Of course. Falconator says, hold on, let's see. Falconator says, Matt Ryan's stats as follows. 3,769 yards, 24 touchdowns, 12 interceptions. He'll certainly hit 4,000. Hopefully. I mean, I want to see him hit 4,000.
And those numbers are better than Kyle Shanahan under him his first year and Steve Sarkisian. We know this much.
Yeah. So
but
it's
we thought it would be better
right?
Because it was Dirk Cutter.
Exactly. Speed Falcon for life. Also, we have been injured these past 2 seasons. We had like 9-star guys on IR. I don't know how anybody expects to win with the injuries. It's a solid point that I can't like ignore.
While we're talking about injury, let's just go ahead and talk about Tat McKinley. Do you feel, because I've heard the B word pop out,
Yep.
because of these injuries that he is teetering on the side of bus?
He gets a lot of QB hurries.
Okay.
I think because somebody put out, it may have been that neat guy, the stats guy.
Yeah.
Dominique. Yeah. I think he put out something like already this season, Tat McKinley was leading in hurries.
Okay.
And that affects the quarterback. I'm not going to sit here and say it don't. Okay.
Yeah.
And he does a better job against the run than Beasley.
Yeah.
But you're always teetering on that waiting on that shoulder to blow up.
Yeah.
Since college. I don't know if I necessarily consider him a bust, but at this point, wouldn't you rather had TJ Watt?
You know what? We've seen that being thrown out on my timeline too as well. I mean, it would have been nice, but we wanted Tat McKinley, and I think Tat McKinley still has a lot of upside.
No, I think he does. Okay, look.
It's getting past these injuries that is a concern for me.
If we can keep him healthy, and especially if you can, Vic Beasley's going to really like actually come on, then that's a good pairing.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm not even gonna sit here and try to say that it's not. So let's see. I'm trying to catch up, boys. Y'all are actually jumping quite big tonight, which is great.
Keep it up. We loving it.
Star Killer says Vegas was ticked. One guy lost $150,000 because of the Falcons and the Eagles. Well, yeah, I mean, that's how Vegas makes their money, right? I think
NFL any given Sunday, man.
Yeah, the Falcons were what, a 10-point underdog going into that game, 10 or 11, something like that, which is crazy. Let's see. Anthony Wright says, with our first round draft pick, we have to draft a stud defensive tackle to play next to Grady Jarrett, and then re-sign Tyler Davidson to use him as a backup. I wouldn't mind that. I mean, you've been championing You've been championing that dude Brown. Yeah, Brown. So yeah, I mean, as the season wraps up and we get into what I consider to be the off season, I'll have more to say about particular players. But right now I'm just have to go with what y'all say that Derrick Brown is like top of my list of who I need to go watch. So let's see. Jeremy Cole says, What it do, man? How y'all doing today? I'm glad you decided to drop in. He thinks a left guard in the first 2 rounds, or the first of the second round pick, I think is what he was trying to say there. We could use a stud left guard. How better does that right side look now that you got Lindstrom back?
Lindstrom is holding it down.
Big Fish, I think is his name on
Twitter.
Twitter.
Is happy that he's over there.
Yeah, it seems like McGarry
because he plays at an even
a meaner
higher level.
Yep.
Yeah, his buddy beside him, man. You can tell the difference.
B Strong says, do you think Matt Ryan would rather keep Dirk Cutter next year or bring in a new offensive coordinator? If I had to take a real guess at it, I would think that Matt Ryan would probably want to keep Dirk Cutter.
I would think so.
Continuity, I think above everything else would be more important.
I would think that would be exactly what Matt Ryan would want, because he would pose the argument again that he struggled the first year under the other coordinators.
Right. Let him get settled again and should be cool. Let's see. Bug says, let Matt call more audibles and change more plays. He seems like he's got more freedom this year than he has had. Definitely than what he had under Shanahan. Yeah. So, but I agree. Letting him, run it on the field, if that's what he wants to do, then I'm definitely game with that. I've seen a handful of people talk about bringing back Bleedy Ray Wilson. I'd re-sign him.
I just hate they don't use him enough, in my opinion. Yeah. I think the guy, he almost had an interception in this game. He just did drop it. He holds on to that one, man. That was a great play. But all it still was a great play. But it would have been even better if he holds on to that ball.
Right. Yeah. Oh, no, I agree completely. Anthony Wright echoed. He was another one of the ones. Cody and Anthony were talking about Bleedy Ray. Let's see. Trying to pick up Jew Talk Sports. What's up, Jew?
What's up, Jew?
He says Vic is better than Tack at this point. I don't know. It's hard for me to say that he's better because they're different.
It's hard because you had the 1 year where Tack was better than Vic.
Right.
And now you have it swinging in the other direction. So it's kind of hard to really say.
Right.
Now, Vic comes up and tops off this 10-sack season. This will be his second time getting in double digits, which I would at this point have to swing the pendulum over to Vic Beasley if he can manage that.
Exactly. I agree there. Let's see. Josiah said he was watching the AJC Falcons news now yesterday. How is that? Have you watched that AJC thing at all? I haven't watched any of it.
I've watched a few shows.
Okay.
I haven't watched it deeply.
Mm-hmm. I think it's interesting that they got Chuck Smith on there. He's talking about, I'm assuming he's talking about Chuck Smith said he tried to convince TD to draft Aaron Donald, but TD don't listen. I mean, okay.
They wanted Jake Matthews.
In that draft.
They could have taken Donald. Was clearly there.
Was he there?
Yeah,
okay,
yeah. Donald was there. Donald got taken at 10, I believe.
I thought he was.
Yeah, he went in the top 10.
Okay, I thought he was up higher.
But we wanted 6. We wanted Jake Matthews at 6, and that's who we took.
Right.
Now, I do believe that had Khalil Mack failed.
See, that's the one I was thinking.
From the Oakland Raiders to us, I believe that would have been our choice.
Right.
But
that's what I was thinking was Khalil. I was thinking of Khalil
I have no
Mack.
facts on that, so I can't prove it. But I would definitely think if Dennis Allen, who was the head coach at that time, didn't take Khalil Mack, I think he would have been our obvious choice.
Sorry, Tim. 10 Storm Day said Bigfoot. I mean, Sanat was reportedly seen on the field.
Yeah, he was.
Sunday. He
sure was.
He had 12 snaps. I don't think they were. I don't know. Like he didn't really do nothing like eye popping.
I mean, but he got a pressure.
Yeah, okay.
He made some things happen.
I got you.
He was very excited to get in because that's how he got that pressure. But I mean, heck, when you don't play all year,
get it where you can.
Take every advantage you can get.
That's it. Get it where you can. Let's see. Next year is looking real solid, fellas. Hopefully, I hope so. Iron Mike says that AJC show is a fire show. I have to try to check it out one day. Keenan Lewis says Chuck is good, the other guy sucks. I don't know who the other guy is.
Well, I think that's why they have Chuck Smith in there to balance that out.
Well, I mean, you got to have Chuck Smith in there for the draw.
Yeah.
You know, I mean,
if you
didn't,
it's working.
Yeah, if you didn't, I don't know how many people would watch it. But, yeah, Keenan Lewis. And somebody else said it earlier, too. I think it was Wu Carter's talking about looking like Tack's going to have to cut them dreads.
Well, yeah, they gone. They're gone. I think I saw a tweet where he had emoji of some scissors.
Yeah, he's going to have to do it.
So, yeah, I mean, it's a done deal. If he doesn't cut them, then, I mean, you know, it is what it is. I'm not going to judge him if he go back on his word. But
yeah, I mean, I ain't going to judge him. But
what I do want to talk about, though.
What you got?
Something, JR, I'm sure you starting to recognize. Are you seeing the talent now starting to be dispersed among the NFL, i.e. looking over at New England Patriots division now? Seeing what Buffalo is doing.
Oh yeah, dude! I was glad to see that you know the team like Buffalo, that somebody is actually giving New England a run for their money on that side of the ball.
Yeah.
Between Buffalo and Kansas City and Baltimore,
Yep.
I don't see New England making it to the Super Bowl this year.
But see, what you're starting to see now is a lot of teams are starting to draft well and develop these players, and that means Atlanta got to come up on their game.
Oh, yeah, no, let's see. But that's what I was talking about earlier when I said I'm so ready for a different talent evaluator.
Right.
Somebody other than DQ. Because I'm tired of these guys that he's bringing in. Not saying that he's missed on all of them. Okay? Obviously, Matt Ryan's a future Hall of Fame quarterback, regardless of what most people think.
Right.
Obviously, Julio Jones is a freak of nature.
Yes, he is.
And not from this planet.
Yes, he is.
Obviously, you struck gold with Grady Jarrett in the 5th round.
Yep.
Who, the only defensive tackle playing better than Grady Jarrett.
Should have had 7 sacks.
Right. Is the aforementioned Aaron Donald.
Right.
Okay. So, I'm not going to sit here and try to say that Thomas Dimtiroff hasn't done, good. But he's also done things like sign $80-something million worth of offensive linemen and left most of them sitting on the bench.
Yeah, James Carpenter hadn't gotten out of concussion protocol yet. I don't think.
And they ain't even updating him.
No.
Like as far as telling the media.
Well, why should you?
Right.
The season's over.
Yeah, and he was a turnstile while he was in there anyway.
And James Jamon Brown, his penalty.
Oh, penalty machine.
Penalty machine self.
Penalty machine. And then you re-sign Ty Sombrello.
For what?
I guess to ride the bench.
Yeah, I guess so. Because that's what he's doing.
With that being
warming
said,
it up.
Right. With that being said, there have been too many of those.
Yeah.
Too many Sam Baker type contracts that leave me, giving up, like saying that I'm done with Thomas Dimtiroff as a talent evaluator. I feel like maybe these last few drafts that were real good may have been more evident of Scott Pioli than Thomas Dimtiroff.
And it may have. And here's what I would like though. If I had to choose a GM, as far as attributes, I would love to have someone like a Louis Riddick.
Yep.
That has player background.
Right.
And has been a former scout before. Mm-hmm. Now, yes, Thomas Dimtiroff has been a scout, but he hasn't played in the game.
Right.
And I think it would be an advantage for us if we can find someone on an Ozzie Newsome.
Right. Not because there were reports earlier. I don't know if I'd be interested or not, but you had Troy Aikman. How he wanted to, maybe go into the a la John Lynch style.
And we've seen what that has done over there in San Francisco.
Right. It's not been bad.
Yeah.
It's not been bad, that's for sure.
But I think I would rather have a GM that does have some player has played in the NFL at some point.
Right. That's what
before.
I agree there. Let's see. Star Killer says, with Pioli retired, do you guys think Dimtiroff, that's what we were just talking about, has gotten worse? I think it's gotten worse. I think Pioli did a real good job with the talent evaluation. Let's see. She Cave says, hey guys, love the show. I agree. She likes Chuck Smith as well. I'm assuming it's a she since it says She Cave. That probably shouldn't do that in 2019, but I did. All right, so Fred Butt says Matt Ryan went out of his way to defend DQ today. Now that is true. And that's what I was talking about earlier. If Dan Quinn goes, it won't be because he lost the locker room.
Right.
It will be because of that 1-7 start. I mean, point blank. You played yourself out of position before you even got to the bye.
And you got outscored a lot. The first 8 games.
Exactly. See, Iron Mike said Chuck and Brandon Adams keep it real on AJC. Okay, well, that's good. I'm glad that they do a good job over there. Let's see. What is this guy? Mean Red Machine 8. Boy, that was hard for me to parse out for some reason. He said he almost had 2 Kittle reached around him to bat it. Talking about Bleedy Ray.
Yeah.
Kittle played, the keep away with him with that swat there.
I mean, Kittle was
killing
all of us.
It's like they decided
us like gnats.
Yeah, it's like they decided we're just going to let Kittle have his.
Yeah. And
we're going to stop everything else. So let's see. Falconator says changes will be made this offseason, cap casualties, contracts. Yep. It's going to be a lot of different looking team this offseason going into next year for sure. Let's see. Skimming. Matt Gano, good at left guard. Or Matt Gano at left guard. I wouldn't mind seeing him at left guard. He did pretty good in his stint with at right guard while he was spelling Lindstrom. That was from Speed Falcon for life. Let's see. Jeremy Cole says, I really believe those offensive line signings had Arthur Blank all over. Well, it had that promise from Dimtiroff to Arthur Blank all over it.
Yeah.
That he was going to fix that offensive line.
Yeah, I mean, it hadn't been fixed. I mean, Matt Ryan getting sacked the way he has and getting hit.
I need to look at it. He got sacked 2 more times Sunday. So now that puts him real close to the sack total for last year.
He's getting up there.
It's going to be over.
44 is his high.
Yep. It's going to be pushing that.
Yeah.
See, it says the O-line has become a lot more fluid. This is from Josiah, Atlanta. Has become a lot more fluid when we got Lindstrom back. McGarry is going to be a decent lineman. I think so. I think that right side is going to be solid it may not be spectacular, but it's going to be solid for years to come. Be strong. He's complimenting us, and I like that. I'll always read a compliment. Says Chuck Smith and Brandon Adams have great chemistry together, just like Toby D and JR have great chemistry. We appreciate that.
Well, thank you.
That's what makes this fun. I like chatting with him, and I like chatting with y'all. It makes it real easy. Oh, let's see. She case of LOL. Yes, I am a she, JR. And look, 2019. I can't be presuming things. I get in trouble when I do stuff like that. Let's see. Pioli definitely built his team up. TD built 2013, 2014. That got Smitty fired. That's possible. That's the way it's really feeling. Like I said, I can sure look like I could use a different talent evaluator. Is all I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be interesting to see after these 2 games, guys. But I'm going to try not to get too far off into that until we get these 2 games over with. Because right now, I'm just excited that we actually beat Kyle Shanahan.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, we've been waiting on this.
Yep.
I think I'm on board with a lot of you guys about what happened and went down in that Super Bowl. And then, ironically, you go and trade for Jimmy Garoppolo, who is from the New England Patriots after that.
Yeah, right.
So, hey, I was so happy to get the win. Yes.
Yeah, you didn't have to give up much to get him.
Yes.
And but yeah, to see that way, the way that game unfurled on Sunday was nothing like what I expected. I expected at most maybe a shootout, but I honestly expected Kyle Shanahan to troll us to the best of his ability.
Oh, yeah.
And he tried.
Yeah.
But Dan Quinn did the better troll job.
Yes, he did.
And shut down that run game like almost completely. So that was interesting to see there for sure.
What better way to end the game than Julio Jones getting it? I mean, now Austin Hooper had it.
Look, yeah, I'm
he
about
had
to say,
the end right there.
Look, can we talk about that for a second?
Let's do it.
How are you gonna overturn that?
He had that, man. But
he had that catch. How are you gonna overturn that?
Look, man, it was so many BS calls in that game that favored San Francisco 49ers.
Yeah.
I mean, the refs did everything they could.
Yep.
To help the San Francisco 49ers keep that number 1 seed.
Yeah, they did everything. Because you know what they love to see more than anything else is like, a 49ers like Saints NFC Championship game, and then possibly like a 49ers like New England, or now probably like a 49ers Baltimore.
Right.
Like to have that rematch, with the way Lamar Jackson is playing.
And it's shaping up to be that. But I would not sleep on Green Bay. Now, I know their offense is not putting up a lot of points, just like ours hasn't. But that defense that Green Bay has right now under Mike Patton is legit. Yes, it's legit.
That's a legit defense.
And I would not sleep on those guys, especially if they keep that second seed.
Yeah. Now, another team I wouldn't sleep on is Seattle.
Right.
Seattle, they're coming on strong, and they're winning in a lot of different ways.
Yeah.
They're, so that's a team that I wouldn't count out. That much is for sure. Let's see. Falcons, Hawks, Braves, fans extraordinary. Ha, there you are. I hadn't seen you. I was starting to worry. I was going to send out a search party. Says, might as well get used to seeing these same faces next year. I don't know. It's starting to kind of get that feeling. Maybe. I don't know. I'm starting to get that gut feeling that it's going to be a lot of the same faces.
Listen. I said I would not be mad.
Yeah, no.
Okay, if Dan Quinn keeps his job, but I'm tell you this, like I tweeted, you best believe if he starts thinking it up again, he keeps his job, I will be talking about firing him again.
Oh yeah, I'll bring it up. That much is for sure.
But until we get these last 2 games over with, I have no clue what's happening, and Arthur Blank is making sure that none of us is getting any clue on what's going on.
No, he's keeping it close to the vest.
Yes.
After they let it leak with Mike Smith a few years back, that they hired that what was that firm? You said the name of it.
Corn Ferry.
Yeah, Corn Ferry. Once they let that leak, and that got out. Yeah, Arthur Blank's keeping it close to the chest for sure this year. Let's see. Oh no. Star Killer says if he's trying to hinge something on Vic Beasley getting 10 sacks. He said if Beasley gets 10 plus sacks or 10 sacks plus 1, we got to hear Toby singing. They want to hear you singing, Toby.
Okay, y'all want to hear me singing. All right, well, we'll see what happens.
Just you keep it up.
You might get a surprise with that. If he can get 10 sacks, you may get me to hum a little bit.
There you go. Timothy says the look on Shanahan's face after the loss was freaking priceless.
Oh, it was priceless.
Dude, the only face better than that was is Sean Payton when we beat him.
Ooh.
I love looking at Sean Payton when he loses.
I just hope it's not true that Kyle Shanahan actually came out of his mouth and said that was our Super Bowl.
That was a quote, dude. I read that quote. He said it was like, he goes, this is their Super Bowl and we have to treat it like ours.
See,
yeah, it's that right kind of attitude, right?
See, that right there is why I'm glad we beat his behind.
Yep, I agree 100%.
And I'm glad we beat him the way we did with the last minute touchdown too that Olamide Zaccheaus got for us.
Yeah, right. Scooping
while they were doing a little trickery at the end.
Or trying to, but Bug said the same thing. It's such a great feeling. The best way to win. Last second touchdown. That was and the special teams touchdown. Exactly.
Hey, Bug.
Yep, that was a very. I like the way that the game ended in a fitting way. So
are we keeping Kenyon Barner?
I want to.
I think we finally got us somebody that can return that ball, man.
Yeah, somebody who can actually do something with it more than just fair catch it.
And he had a nice run had it not been called hitting blocking the back.
Yep. No, he did have a real good run there. So yeah, it was. I ain't got no problem keeping Kenyon Barner. As a matter of fact, the special teams unit can stay. I like the way it's constructed right now.
I mean, especially when you're having that much success with onside kicking. I don't think.
Dude, come on.
I think whoever comes in as the new coach is not getting rid of Ben Cutwicker.
Yeah, no, they need to keep him.
They're seeing a lot of evidence that this guy knows what he's doing, man.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, they need to keep him around.
And if it's Dan Quinn, of course you know Ben is staying.
Yeah. All right, let's see. I'm trying to catch up here again. Says rumor has Shanahan. Okay. Let's see. Sounds like somebody needs to blow their nose. I don't know. I think I'm good.
Yeah, you know, it's cold out here, y'all.
Yeah, right.
Everybody that's in Atlanta right now, we know what's up. Now, I know
right.
some of you guys are in colder states than ours, but I don't like the cold when I'm outside in it.
Heck no. Let's see. Yeah, Cedra Cook said that was BS what Kyle said, talking about how it was our Super Bowl. Bump him on that. Iron Mike said the same thing. It says Shanahan's Super Bowl comment pissed me off, and the commentators kept saying it all game. Yeah, no doubt. So, all right, Ghost Pepper says he brought up the fact because we put Tack on IR, they promoted Austin Larkin late in the season, so it'd be good to see if he can get some playing time. I think you're going to see a lot more Kaminsky. I think they're going to,
and who also is supposed to be back.
Right, I think they're going to take the bubble wrap off of him.
Yeah,
because of Tack going on IR, they're going to have to. You know?
You got to see what he has.
Yeah.
I mean, we're down to the last two games against the Jags and
the
Tampa
Bucs.
Bay Bucks.
You need to see what you got.
Yeah.
You know, if Dan Quinn is treating it like he's going to be back, and why wouldn't he at this point, really?
Right.
He's got to see what he's got, you know? And somebody said something earlier about Cutter and stifling Hill and Olsen. I'm glad to see he actually used Olsen on the goal line.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought that was the reason why you brought in a bigger back. So it was good to see him actually use Olsen, but that was the only touch Olsen got.
But we said this before, guys, you know, that Cutter does not like to run the ball. He even has an article out back, I think, 2011, I want to say, when they ask him what does he prefer the most, and he tells you that passing is what he loves to do. That's where he makes his bones at. I mean, and that's what he does. I mean, Matt Ryan this year has thrown the ball a lot, which is surprising that he doesn't have 4,000 yards yet with all the attempts.
Well, it's because it's a lot of, I mean, Dirk Cutter's run game is like screen passes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, he's thrown the ball a ton, but it's a lot of like, check down type stuff and bubble screens.
Yeah.
I mean, how many like wide receiver screens did we see in that game against the 49ers? I mean, that was quite a bit. So
I'm going to say this, man. One thing that I do see that I'm sure many of you see that's exciting, guys, we have a bevy of wide receivers right now.
Dude. I mean,
we're actually rich to me at that position.
A guy who I thought was going to be more or less a gadget player in Russell Gage has actually like turned into like making me not feel bad at all that Mohamed Sanu got traded.
He is showing you that in his third year, he's going to be something to be reckoned with.
I think so. I think he's going to be. I mean, Russell Gage essentially, cut Justin Hardy.
Yeah, Justin's gone. You don't even hear Justin anymore. I don't even.
Like, I see him on the field every now and again, but he ain't nothing as far as a part of this like organization going forward, I think.
Right.
I don't want to say that he ain't nothing. He's a human being.
But he's done some things for us, but now he's getting phased out with Kenyon Barner here.
Yep.
So he has no role there.
No, he doesn't have.
Russell Gage hasn't given him a role, and because Russell is taking up that spot.
Yeah, because Russell Gage has made his bones as a gunner.
Yeah.
And is now really making his bones as a third wide receiver.
Yeah. Yep.
I feel very comfortable rolling into next season with Julio Jones, Calvin Ridley, Russell Gage, and Christian Blake.
Too. Yeah,
and then throwing in
Olamide Zaccheaus.
Man, I'm so glad you said that. I was struggling.
I'm getting a little bit more comfortable.
A little bit better. Olamide Zaccheaus. Okay, I got this. I can do this.
You can do it, man. You can do it.
All right, let's see. Be strong. Okay, now it says Star Killer says. Hold on. I'm trying to get caught back up here. Speed Falcon fan says, will you guys still make live stream when the season ends? I'm glad you brought that up. We plan on it. It may not be every week, but we're thinking about maybe going to every other week once the season is over. But definitely planning on still trying to do these live streams. I think that I definitely like this format better. I like being in the same room as you. I like being here chatting with y'all. I like this much better than just staring at a empty camera, so to speak.
Right.
So I think we're going to continue doing this. Now, next week is Christmas Eve, right? So I don't think we're going to do a show next week.
Yeah, it's my anniversary Saturday, guys, but I just on the human side, I don't make money from this. I will be working on Saturday.
Right.
And my wife is all for it because, more money, keeps the wife happy. But Monday, I would definitely be celebrating it with my wife, so I won't be able to make that show.
Right. And so what I'm thinking about doing, and y'all can tell me if you want to watch it or not, I'm thinking about doing just a live stream by myself on Monday. So let us know, or let me know if y'all are down for that, or if y'all are going to be busy with it being the holiday week. I may just, like I said, we may just skip it. I don't know. I'm not sure yet on that, but it definitely won't be our regularly scheduled show next week because of Christmas Eve. So with that being said, I think we've pretty much covered everything. We can run down these last few little comments. Anthony Wright says, and DQ said in his press conference today that Kaminsky will be back and Allen will be right. He had a family emergency, so Allen Bailey will be back. B Strong says, do you think there's any chance Quinn would try to bring in Kubiak? I highly doubt it. I think Kubiak is good where he is.
Yeah.
He's making good money, and he's he's got the control that he wants, and it's not overwhelming for him. I think that's the bigger thing, is that it's not overwhelming. Iron Mike says Barner's got to stay on this team. Yeah, I agree. Kenyon, I think he's found a home here for sure.
Yes.
Kenny Lewis says, call him Z. And Bug followed it up and says, you got it, JR. Just keep saying it. No, I got to get it right.
He can do it.
Yep. Olamide Zaccheaus. Yes. All right. Here we go. 10 Stormy Day says, Kittle said in his presser basically, to me, he said they played down to the competition. They probably feel like they did. I mean, and why wouldn't you? We've had, going into that game, we had 4 wins. So, they had, 10 or 11 wins. So, they probably feel like they played
down. They
had
11 wins. Or they beat the Saints.
Right, and I can't say that I blame them there, as far as that statement. I'm not going to get upset for sure.
I mean, look, if they win their last 2 games, they will still be the number 1 seed because they have the tiebreaker over the Saints.
Exactly. Let's see. Timothy says Gage makes plays. Blake is the fastest man on the team. Oz catches everything. Stay tuned, right? Exactly.
Yeah.
And then Falconator followed up and says, Russell Gage reminds me of Golden Tate from the Giants, and shifty and fast. Yeah, I mean, if he could be a Golden Tate clone, I'll take that all day long. Mm-hmm. Marty Young says, y'all need some guest call-in shows. We're planning on doing guest call-in shows in the off season. I don't know if you guys I don't want to spoil who it might be before we actually talk to them, but I'm still working on like being able to do that with the equipment that I have here. But that's something that we're planning on doing, is some guest call-in shows. Yeah. So stay tuned for that kind of stuff. That's going to happen quite a bit over the off season, I think.
I mean, and listen, guys, man, this is a community.
Oh yeah,
and
for sure.
Definitely put out there, what you thinking we could do to improve the show. If you think
for sure.
Bringing some guests on, we can definitely work on making that happen.
Mm-hmm.
Or anything else that you could see to help make the show better for you guys, because all of you guys are part of the show.
That's it. That's right. So let's see. Anthony Wright says, Olamide Zaccheaus would be a better third or fourth receiver, I believe. Look at his college tape, gentlemen. He reminds me of Taylor Gabriel, only faster and runs better routes.
Well, that's definitely a battle we're going to have to watch and see.
Yeah, exactly, for sure. Right, that's going to be an interesting battle. Who ends up winning that third, fourth receiver slot? Is it Gage or is it Zaccheaus?
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh, Christmas Eve is my birthday. Well, happy birthday there, Falcon. Or happy early birthday. I'm glad. That's cool, man. Walter Mathis says the right side of the O-line seems fun now that Lindstrom is back. Yes. I agree completely.
Yes.
Ken Lewis says, good show, fellas. See you next week. Thanks, Kenyon. Jonathan Holder, what's up, JR? What's up? That's my buddy there. Jonathan Holder's the one that actually got me watching the Falcons. So if y'all want to blame anybody, you can blame him. So
you did a good thing, man. You did a good thing.
Right. Fred Buzz says we have to do something about the injuries. Yeah, it's hard to predict those and figure out what's going on there. But, yeah, I would definitely like to see those get cleaned up. But, all right, well, I think that will do it for us. As always, y'all can catch me on Twitter. I know I don't tweet a ton, but you can tweet at me. I'm at Grim1128. That's GRIMM1128. Toby D?
Toby D 1991. And if you have not subscribed to this channel yet, please do and share it.
That's right.
We're trying to reach 2,000 subs, man.
Yeah, exactly. That's just a little personal goal for us. So if you know somebody who you think might enjoy it, go ahead and tell them, let them know. Hey, look, there's another Christmas Eve birthday, Frank Dozier there. So that's cool. That's cool that we've got a lot of Christmas Eve birthdays.
Happy birthday.
Y'all, right? All right, folks, we're going to call it a night. And as always, you can catch the show. If you don't, you can watch it on YouTube. You can listen to it on all your favorite podcast channels. But, it's there for y'all to consume. And like, share, comment, all that fun stuff. And as always, Falcons fans, rise up.